Hey, it's Greg here. Hey, thanks for joining me on the video. I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about mindsets. I know we covered this quite a bit. Recently was talking to somebody who's setting their goals and going through their cycle of blocking out negative thoughts and replacing their negative thoughts with thoughts of their image of what their life's going to be like once they achieve their goals, and then taking action a little bit every day, and they just keep getting running into roadblocks, and now they feel like they're in this perpetual cycle of just going around and around and around doing the same things every day, blocking out the negative thoughts and writing goals down and trying to do something in every day to move their goal forward to fruition, and you're just flatlining. Just flatlines. Sometimes that happens. And I think a lot of this has to do is we didn't put in the right estimation of time when we set our goal out or created that burning desire and committed that we weren't going back any further, right? We're no longer going back. We're going to put our mental foot down and we're going to move forward. And I think what happens is sometimes we don't realize, just like the farmer, if we talked in the past, just like the farmer who's plants seeds, he doesn't go out and harvest his crop the following day. There's a germination period. He's going to have to do things in the meantime, though, until he's going to be able to reap those benefits. He's going to have to continuously block out negative thoughts, weeds, if you will. There's a whole bunch of stuff that can go on in a farm: blight, bugs, insects, rot, mold, tons of stuff. And then he's got to continually keep his eyes focused on his goal. He's got to be at a certain place at a certain time of the season. And then he's going to put the effort and the work in. He's going to make sacrifices. And he's going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again. And he's going to keep blocking out negative thoughts. He's going to keep writing his goals down. He's going to keep putting the effort in, working and sacrificing. But there's a time that's going to go by where it's going to flatline. It just is. And so how do you get around that? You gotta always have your mind set to expect the best. You're just going to go into every day, you're going to expect the good to happen. You're going to expect the sale to happen. You're going to expect things to fall into place. You're going to be persistent. Persistence is definitely something that you're going to need to have in order to hit big goals in life, achieve great things. You're going to need persistence. There's going to be people telling you no at every angle you turn sometimes, and your persistence of just keep going back and breaking through, the resilience and the persistence that you're going to need is going to be second to none. And then you can't have a don't quit attitude. You just can't. You won't fail if you don't quit, especially if you're doing everything the way you should be doing it. You're thinking right. You're no longer thinking in the past, dwelling on past poor experiences. You've blocked that out. Remember, we're only going to go back in time to reflect on what our roadblock is for a brief moment. And if we've encountered that, why our amygdala is going off like a 4-alarm fire. And remember the amygdala, a grouping of your cells that lay near your hippocampus. It processes emotions based off of memory and fear. If you've seen those in the past. But so what it does is it picks up on those same type of situations again, and it makes you act in irrational ways. Makes us run away or go in and fight, right? It's our fight or flight method. So as long as you don't quit, and every time the amygdala comes up, throws those negative thoughts and that self-doubt at you, block it out. Replace it with your positive thought of what life's going to be like once you achieve your goal, or back to what your goal is, and then write your goals down once a day, twice a day, as if you've already achieved it. Goal writing is huge. Well, something like only 3% of people in the world actually commit their goals to writing. Effort, work, sacrifice, you're going to need to put that in. If you've ever read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, your burning desire and making the decision is going to take you to sacrifice something. Even Bob Proctor says sacrifice is giving up on something of a lower nature for something of a higher nature. So maybe you're 40 pounds overweight and you smoke a pack of Marlboros a day and you want to get healthy and you want to get trim, and summertime's right around the corner, we're 6 months away, and heck, maybe you'd like to, wear short pants in the summertime this year and maybe quit smoking so you could do more outdoor activities when the weather's nice. Well, you got to give up something of a lower nature. Maybe you have to find a way to commit to dropping that pack a day habit and getting in shape, maybe starting an exercising program, maybe it's eating right, researching eating right. But he had a burning desire to lose weight. He made the decision that he was going to lose the weight, and he put in the sacrifice. He contacted the right people, changed his diet, changed his life, achieved victory. So let's go through this one more time here and what your positive mindset is, and how we're going to take a thought and manifest that into what we really want. So remember, a thought started, what we want, there's 6,000 thoughts a day that come through our head. Okay, we're not going to remember every single one of them, but there may be that same thought that may come back a day or two, in a row. Maybe it comes into your mind one day, it comes back the next, and maybe it leaves, and then that thought comes back again, next week. Well, that right there is an indicator that that's something that you've been seeking for. So then you think about that a little bit more. Man, wouldn't it be nice? Oh man, only if we could. Geez, life would be so much easier if now it becomes a wish. Now, because you're talking about it, you're thinking about it, it becomes a wish. You talk about it and that manifests and that keeps growing. You're talking about it more. Maybe now you're looking it up on the computer or researching it. Now it becomes a want. Oh man, I got to have that. I got to get my hands on one of them. Oh, I got to go there. My son, daughter, they got to go to that school, right? And now that becomes a burning desire. And so you're taking your want, you've made it a burning desire because now you're thinking about it all the time. And now it's eating at you on the inside. And you can feel this little fire building up for what you want. How are you going to go get it? And maybe you're feeling a little anxious and, feeling a little excited that you got to go out and do something to try to do that. Well, gosh, that's exactly how you want it to go if that's exactly what you want. And then you got to make a decision. And this right here, making the decision, you got to make the decision and mentally put your foot down that you're not going back. And you're never going back in the past. You're going to move forward. And what I mean by going back in the past is we want to reflect on the past. We want to reflect on good memories. We want to reflect on situations where maybe we were at a crossroads. We took a right turn. We should have took a left turn. And we want to figure out why that happened and so it doesn't happen again. Well, those are when you're overcoming hurdles and roadblocks to try to get to victory. You're going to have to go back for a brief moment of time, as I said, and then we want to forget about it. We want to recognize that situation, if we've been through that situation, if we can remember that situation, and then we want to move on. We want to get it out of our head and move forward. And then so that, once you make that decision that you're never going back, then you need to change your mindset. You just can't think those old stinking thoughts any longer, right? No stinking thinking. That's an old saying from back in the day. But you can't. You just can't. Everything is can do, will do, happy-go-lucky. We'll get that done. And so when you do that, with this diagram that I have here, and you've probably seen this kind of recycle symbol kind of thing that I've done in the past, but I was thinking about this here, and I kind of drew it this way with two circles. The inner circle being you, of course, and then the outer circle being your universe, your world as you know it. And of course, that's going to be slightly different for everybody. We all have a different walk of life. We're all going through different battles and at different points of our life, right? So this is when you start thinking positive, and you're going through this cycle right here. All of a sudden, your world around you will start moving. You may be going a lot faster. The world around you maybe is going just a little bit slower, but you know what? It's going in the direction you're going. And because you're doing the right things, you're blocking out the negative thoughts, replacing with positive thoughts, writing your goals down, putting the work in, the sacrifice, the effort into achieving that goal. And you keep doing this, and every time a negative thought comes in, you block it out. And so your inner circle is going like this, and your outer circle is now, maybe before it was going in the opposite direction, your outer world. And everything is in chaos. You're going one direction, your outer world's going in an opposite direction. But now you're changing your mindset because you want the victory. You want to manifest what it is you want. And then so you start changing your way of your thinking. No longer do you think negative thoughts, self-doubt. Well, self-doubt's going to happen, but it's how we talk to ourselves when things don't go the way we plan. You know, do we sit there and cuss at ourselves and call ourselves bums and jerks and what an idiot and I'm a moron? Well, that's typically what people do. But we're just destroying ourselves, and we're destroying everything around us when we do that. So what we got to do is we got to replace that with, hey, you know, that was a good learning experience. Next time I won't do that. And so change the way you talk, and then change the way you think about yourself. Think about yourself at a higher light, in a higher light. You know, don't think of yourself as you're walking through the shadows, you know, in the streets, down the alleys, you know, that guy in the raincoat. You know, gosh, we want to be upbeat. When we want to see sunshine, right? We want to see beaches and palm trees and all the happy things, mountains, birds. So now you're thinking right, and because you're thinking right, and you're working towards moving your circle, and you may be moving really, really fast, and it's now, before, your outer world was spinning the opposite direction, mass chaos, because you didn't have the right mindset, and now it starts shifting. It starts going in the direction that you're going in. And it starts building up momentum. Bigger circles build momentum, right? Slower, right? So it may be moving slow, but it's got a lot of weight and a lot of force behind it. And so you keep doing this like this. And you're flatlining. And you're going, oh man, I keep doing this. And now you're kind of getting stale a little bit. And so what you got to do, and when that happens, maybe one thing you could do is you could take put in a little bit more effort, maybe. You know, maybe you've put in all the effort you can, and it's just not going anywhere. Remember, expect the best. Be persistent. Go work on it again. Try another way. So we're spinning like this, and now our world is everything. Now maybe our world starts spinning a little faster around us, and now it catches up with how fast we're moving. And when that happens, when those two things align and they start moving at the same time, you're unstoppable. You can't be beat. You'll not only have victory, you'll probably exceed victory if you can get it to align right. But like I said, persistence, expect the best when things don't go your way. Expect that they will. Change that mindset. Determination, persistence, and never quit. As long as you don't quit and you understand the time, gestation and germination period. If you understand that of when you plant your seed and everything, and of course, the bigger the goal, the longer it may take. Maybe you can only do 1 or 2 things a day to move that goal forward. But if you increase that to maybe doing 3 or 4 things a day to work towards your goal, you know you'd achieve it a lot quicker. Maybe if your goal's so big and it's really going to change your life in such a positive way, maybe what you've been doing, your routine, maybe you've fallen into a rut or a routine yourself of just, well, I'm going to block out negative thoughts. Oh, I'm going to write the goals down again. Oh, I'm going to put the effort in again. And maybe you've just fallen, and maybe what your goal actually needs is a little bit more intensification and everywhere, right? Maybe you're kind of blocking out your thoughts, but in the back you're letting self-doubt in a little bit. Maybe you're writing your goals down, but you're not writing as many down, and maybe they're not really lining up, and maybe they're kind of sloppy, and you're not putting any emotion or you're just going through the motions. Okay, we can all fall into that rut. So when that happens, just remember, go back, be mentally aware, expect the best out of everything you do, be persistent, and don't quit. You do that, I guarantee you too will have victory and hit your goal. Well, I hope this video helps. I'll tell you what, I sure do like teaching it. I like sharing this information I've learned over the past 30 years with you. And if there's anything I could do to help have you understand this a little bit more, or there's an issue that's maybe holding you back from achieving your goals, or maybe you're going through this and you're flatlining right now and you just need somebody to vent on a little bit, hit me up in the comment section. I'm more than happy to help, and always do my best. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, please share it with a friend. If we're all working together to achieve higher levels in life, the world will also work, just like our circle here. We all work on us, the world will start working for us. And that's exactly what we want. Hey, thanks again. We'll talk to you later.